So you've heard of FIRE, financial independence, retire early. You saw a headline about someone retiring at 35, living in Bali, doing yoga on the beach, sipping $1 coconut smoothies while their ETF portfolio pays the bills. And you were like, yeah, that sounds cool, but also I have a mortgage, two kids, back pain, and a crippling addiction to ordering Uber Eats when I'm hungover. Welcome to the real world. But guess what? There's no one way to FIRE. It's not a cult, it's a movement, a lifestyle. But there are also lifestyles within that movement. And today we're diving deep into every weird ass version of FIRE out there. Lean Fire. This is also known as I don't need much. Lean Fire is like retiring with a smaller budget. Think more cozy mountain cabin and hiking boots than yacht and Dom Perignon. It's for people who don't need luxury to feel rich. If your dream day involves making coffee at home, going for a walk, reading a book, and not having to fake laugh at your boss's jokes ever again, Lean Fire might just be your jam. It doesn't mean you're living in a tent eating beans out of a can, unless you're into that, of course. It just means you figured out what enough looks like for you. And it doesn't involve designer handbags or six-bedroom houses with rooms you forget exist. Lean Fire is often somewhere between 30,000 and 40,000 a year in spending, but this will obviously vary country to country and person to person. Which, yes, this means you have to be intentional. You track your expenses, you probably cook more, maybe you DIY a few things instead of hiring someone, but you're not sacrificing happiness. You're trading status symbols for freedom. The people who do Lean Fire well aren't suffering. They're thinking because they've built a life they don't need to escape from, that they get to wake up every morning knowing the best part of the day isn't just that lunch break. Fat Fire. This is also known as I want the yacht and the freedom. This is for the people who want to fire but still drop $6 lattes daily, ski and veil, buy Patagonia jackets, Gucci handbags, drink champagne and eat at fine dining restaurants. This is flying business class, sipping overpriced airport champagne, and booking the beachfront suite. You need a big ass nest egg. We're talking millions. You're not retiring to a tiny village in Guatemala. You're retiring in Vancouver or San Francisco and you want to stay bougie. Fat Fire is harder. You have to earn a lot, invest even more, and not blow it all. Fat Fire is for you if you like spreadsheets, but also like steak and caviar. How about Barista Fire? This is also known as I work part-time at Starbucks, but I'm free, damn it. Barista Fire is for the halfway rebels. You didn't hit full financial independence, but you hit enough to escape the 9 to 5 meat grinder and never look back. Your investments cover a chunk of your living expenses, but you still work part-time to top things off. Usually in a low-stress job or one where the worst part is someone asking someone if they want oat milk in their coffee. Yes, some people literally work as baristas, others freelance, dog sit, write blogs on the internet, teach yoga, run a surf shack, or sell questionable products on Etsy. And some just sell feed pics. You're working because it keeps you social and gives you purpose and tops up that extra bit you need, while the majority comes from your investments. Also, perhaps you like side perks like a free ski pass or free work lunches. Barista Fire is for you if you like freedom and treating yourself. You like the idea of working part-time at a cafe and spending the rest of your day hiking, riding, or staring into the sun. You don't mind a little hustle as long as you never have to sit in a cubicle again. And here's the kicker. Barista Fire can be a stepping stone to full fire, or it can be the sweet spot you stay in forever. Because let's be real, some of us like doing a little work, just not the soul-sucking work. Let me tell you a bit about Coast Fire. This is also known as I don't need to save anymore, so I don't. This one's sneaky good. Coast Fire is what happens when you obviously crush it in your 20s and 30s. You save hard, invest smart, and then just stop. Not because you gave up, but because you don't need to anymore. Your retirement is now on autopilot. The money you've invested will compound so hard over the next 20 to 30 years that you don't need to shovel another cent in. So what do? You coast. Your investments will grow enough over time to fully fund your retirement at whatever your target retirement age is, without ever adding another dollar. So you chill, you work less, but you still need to work a bit, just no longer need to invest. You can take that lower paying job, start a business, spend more than usual or work part-time. You don't need to be rich, you just need time. Coast Fire is for you if you're good with math, don't want to retire early, and just want to less stress now. Flamingo Flyer. This is also known as half Flamingo, half FU money. Yes, this is real, and no, I didn't make it up. Flamingo Fire is like Coast Fire's drunk cousin. With Flamingo Fire, you don't wait until you've saved your entire retirement fund before ditching the 9 to 5. You save up half, just 50% of what you'd need to live on your fire dreams. Then you say, screw it, I'm out. You quit the grind, take a big-ass step back from full-time work, and let your investments simmer. Like a slow-cooking stew of money that gets richer over time. And while it's simmering, you go live. Start a business, travel, write a book, freelance, teach English in Thailand, open a taco truck, take Tuesdays off just because you can. The point is, you stop sprinting. You've already done the hard work. The money is compounded in the background, cooking up your future retirement while you focus on building your second act. You're still technically working, but not because you have to grind to survive. You're working because you want to, or just enough to cover the expenses while your retirement fund snowballs. Let's break it down with some fake but realistic numbers. Say your full FIRE number is $1 million. Flamingo FIRE means you stack 500K, then coast from there, assuming that 500K keeps growing at 7 to 10% annually, because you're hopefully not investing in like Bitcoin or Dogecoin or something. It will double over the next 10 years. Boom, you're back at $1 million, and you didn't have to suffer another decade of Susan from accounting breathing over your shoulder. Meanwhile, you cover your basic costs with part-time work, passion income, or side hustles that don't make you hate your life. Flamingo FIRE is for you if you don't want to wait 20 more years to start living. You've already saved a decent chunk and want to bail early. You're cool with working some, but want out of the soul-sucking career track. You're okay with less now for more time and freedom overall. You've got a bit of a hustle left in you and no patience for full-time grind culture. Slow FIRE. This is also known as I'm getting there. Eventually. Please stop rushing me. You save a bit, you invest a bit. You live your life. You're not racing. You're not sacrificing everything. You're building a comfy retirement, slowly. Slower FIRE is the diet version of FIRE. It's still zero sugar, but it tastes more like regular life. You still go on vacations. You still have a car. You can still buy cheese that costs more than $10. But here's the twist. Slow FIRE people often take mini retirements. They don't wait until they're 60 to finally breathe. They might set up a buffer and take a 6-month break or a year-long break. They quit a job they hate, travel for a year or two, work a few years, then pause, then pick up something else. They treat life like a series of seasons, not just one long-ass grind with a prize at the end. Many retirements keep burnout at bay, make life feel fuller, and remind you that you're not just a productivity robot with a Fitbit and a LinkedIn profile. Slow FIRE is for you if you value freedom, but also like eating out and not wearing the same 3 shirts for 10 years. You want to enjoy your 30s and 40s, not just survive them. You don't need to be rich, just secure. Regular FIRE, also known as the OG. You grind, you save 50 to 70% of your income. You hit the magic number, maybe $1 million, maybe $2 million. That's up to you. You do whatever the hell you want with the rest of your life. You don't check your email unless you're bored. You're not in Slack. Fuck, you don't even know what Slack is. You're gardening, you're biking, you're taking long lunches. You're knowing your friends by sending them articles about index funds. You're traveling the world. You're cooking healthy, spending time with family. Regular FIRE is for you if you want full freedom. You hate meetings. You're okay skipping brunch and lattes for a few years to make it happen. Which one are you? Look, there's no one size fits all for FIRE. You don't have to shave your head and live in a van. You don't have to live on beans and rice. You also don't have to work 80 hours a week so you can retire rich and then you're too tired and old to enjoy it. Ask yourself, do you want to fully quit or just chill out? Do you need 30K a year to be happy or 100K? Do you want to coast, hustle, or just have the option? The key isn't picking the best one. It's picking the one that fits your life, your values, and your level of willingness to eat lentils for the next decade. And then changing and adapting it as needed as you go. There are no rules. FIRE is choosing your own adventure. You want to be a barista with a $1 million portfolio? Great. You want to retire on 20K a year and live in Thailand? Lovely. You want to work part-time and let your investments cook? Hell yeah. Just don't be the guy who says I'll figure it out later and then ends up at 67 with no savings, 3 divorces, and an expensive golf addiction. FIRE isn't about never working again. It's about working on your terms, not your bosses, not capitalism's, and definitely not your alarm clocks. So, which one are you?